We are not only what we know of ourselves, but an immense more which we do not know. Our momentary personality is only a bubble on the ocean of our existence.
Swadharma is a 5-week-long residential learning journey in Auroville. This program is to help the learner to come in touch with their inmost truth, follow its call, and bring that into action in daily life.
So why Swadharma? Well, I guess I'll start by saying I think that in order to look after other people, you need to first look after yourself. And Auroville was a place that I was really drawn to. There's a lot of pressures and things starting to happen at home, building at home, and I felt like this was the last opportunity for me to really take some time for myself and grow as a person and develop the skills that I need to deal with those responsibilities that are mounting. So that brought me here. I guess I didn't have a fixed reason particularly for coming, but I was drawn to the place and I thought, let's just do it. Let's just dive in.
I chose Swadharma because even though I joined the education sector with a lot of passion a few years ago, I realized a few months ago that I had kind of lost that purpose and I didn't know why I was doing it anymore. And even though I wanted to do something impactful, I was just not able to. So Swadharma because I needed to find or rediscover that purpose with which I even joined the education sector.
So it's very important to reinstate and refocus on the core values because each individual in this world has something very beautiful inside them. And to come in touch with that is very important. So all our tools are designed in a way that you figure out your own core value. I mean, over the period of time, we have been, conditioned by the society and we have been told who we are, and in the process we forget who actually we are. So to figure out what you actually are passionate about, what is that burning inside you, it's very important to discover one's own self.
So the program begins every day with either yoga or ATP, early morning. This is to lay the foundation, the physical foundation for learning, to make the body supple and receptive.
So in the morning we use the yoga asana, the breathing exercise to bring more awareness into our physical body, into our vital body as well. So we become aware. We start with a moment of concentration and try to just observe what are the sensations rising up in the body. So I like to bring different elements. So we always have first like a warming up. So we become aware of all the different parts of our body. We're going to move all the different joints. Then we have something more physical to warm up the body. And then we will do some things that are more fun. Usually we go into some inversion and have a bit of excitement.
Awareness of the body is a way to bring yoga into daily life, into the simple activities of daily life.
ATP is about life. It's about us. It's about ourselves. A place to explore ourselves when everything is legitimate because we are true with what we are exploring. For example, we will explore trust and the sensation of trust. How can we trust and let even the body trust and listen to the little fears that are there.
What we wish for Swadharma participants is to have at the end of this process a toolbox that they can use in any situation in life, where they can invite the witness attitude, where they can observe themselves, give themselves a permission to be really who they are, and better choose and better use themselves. It is looking into life from the standpoint of consciousness.
After that, 9 to 12, when the mind is fresh and ready to learn, that's a time for knowledge input in the fields of self, society, and environmental issues in general. These are the three domains where knowledge is explored.
So what I really like about the morning sessions is that they're so universal, but at the same time they're very personal. So we're a bunch of strangers sitting in this room, and we're all connecting to what is the ideas that are being discussed in our own way and at our own pace. So that was something I found very interesting. In particular, one of the sessions about core values, about discovering your own core values, was insightful because these were words that I had that were thrown around in my life, big words like integrity and passion, but I finally understood what they meant, and then I realized that I already have these values. It's just that I couldn't understand them, and after the session I did, and I realized how important they were. Similarly, there was another session on deep listening by Laura, and it talked about understanding feelings, and it really gave me a lot of it made me understand my own feelings at a new level, because I realized that all these feelings are connected to a deeper need, and I think this session has helped me understand and deal with my own emotions, and I think it's changed the way I think about my own self. Looking at the morning sessions as a whole, I think there is a pattern. Some of the sessions kind of go deeply into your personal journey, and the next day they zoom out so much that you're questioning everything.
In the afternoon are more active forms of learning where we visit various places in Auroville, meet people, get inspired by the real life projects, so that the knowledge is linked to real life action.
Before coming to this city, I was very skeptical about this idea of spirituality. I had a thought that it's a spiritual center, like the many different places in the world. But after meeting them, it totally changed. It's more of like a universal city where people around the world come together and put into practice what they are passionate about. And the spirituality of them lies in their work. It's not just worshipping something in particular, but they love or they are very passionate about what they do, be it art, technology or environment. They are putting their all enthusiasm and effort to make things happen, and I feel this place to be as a future city, and it inspires me a lot. And what they do is putting spirituality into daily life.
And in the evening, every day we have journal writing and sharing circle. Journal writing is to, first of all, to document one's journey, to distill one's experience and identify the key insights.
So my expression was beyond just words. It was creative, it was illustrative, it was poetic, and gave a bigger picture of my insights in understanding myself.
Sharing circle is to create a safe space where each one can open up and share deeply and listen deeply. And it is also a space where, when nuanced perspectives are brought in, the individual journey becomes the collective journey, and everyone can learn from each one's experience.
In everyday life, we don't have the time and the mind space to really share our feelings and to listen to other people, and that is one opportunity that Swadharma gave me, where every day there is a dedicated time for just sharing our feelings on a day-to-day basis and to listen to others and to trying to understand what they're really saying, and that has helped me a lot. It gave me a lot more understanding about people's life every day, and I think that has made me a much better person than I was before.
Every weekend we have presentations, so everyone presents their learning journey of the week, and this is to build confidence, the self-confidence and communication skills, the ability to articulate in a precise, crisp manner. And the sharing, the presentation happens in front of everyone. That helps to learn from each other's learning and give feedback and receive feedback. And at the end of the program, the 5th week, is the final presentation to the larger community of Auroville, of the entire learning journey.
The presentations that we have every Saturday by the end of the week, they are pretty amazing, and I love them because they're so impactful in my personal journey, because I get this opportunity to backtrack all my insights and also have this conscious activity to sit down by the end of the week to connect the dots of all those insights, and it generally turns out to be that I'm growing deeper into the understanding of this certain one insight, which is pretty amazing. Also, it gives you this certain creative freedom to express within those 5 minutes whatever you want to be and whatever you want to share with the people. So those 5 minutes are just you.
Micro project is the last stage of the learning, where all the preceding 3 weeks of exploration is put into action to bridge the gap between knowing and doing, thought and action, where each one, based on their authentic, unique inner call, chooses a project and does it in action in 10 days' time.
So I did the Swadharma program a year and a half ago, and the one thing that I find has stayed with me all this time is the emphasis on transforming our thoughts and ideas into action. So normally when we do like a program like this, there's a lot of, it creates a stimulating space for us to come up with ideas and all of this, but often we're just left with a lot of ideas or one big idea without having tried it out. So what I like about Swadharma is that in the end we had to kind of do a micro project that is a manifestation of all the things that we've thought about in this 1 month, so that it's not just floating in the air, but it's actually something that we can offer, present.
The month-long journey that we went through during Swadharma initiated me on another bigger lifelong journey, more like a unique journey that I was to take on. I feel I'm not in a race anymore, and what's happening in my life is emergence. How it's emerging is that I am letting it express through me, and when I look back at how the trajectory could have been had I not made the shift, I feel deeply privileged that I came here for this program and went through this journey.
The whole Swadharma journey has made me realize and reinforce my conviction of how I can explore things and explore different avenues and yet not waver on my path and stay loyal and disciplined on the path, and how I need not follow certain stated pattern or dogma, and rather I can have my own, create my own individualized way of functioning and living while being on the path.
And I also believe that Auroville is the ideal place for something like Swadharma to be conducted, because there are a lot of interesting people here who, from their work, you can tell that they've found their Swadharma, that they've found their work in the world, their role, as opposed to just fitting themselves into a pre-existing role. And that's very inspiring to see.
For me, Swadharma is not just about finding your true calling. It is also about aligning your passion with your personal well-being, social awareness, and also nature, such that it ensures sustained happiness for you and possibly people around you.
And I'm also very much aware of the impacts of my actions towards the environment. So I'm trying to make cautious effort, be it a very little small thing, but I'm trying to put some cautious effort to make a slight change that might help, that might inspire other people, and this is what I wanted to do, and this is the takeaway for me from Swadharma.
The things that were in the background, they were fuzzy, and I can just clearly see them now. Like my thought process, my emotions, I can observe them better. Like you get some time to devote to yourself here. There are some little changes, like small changes, but then they might convert into a bigger process later on in my life. Maybe I can't see it right now, maybe others can notice it, but I think there are things that would make a difference later in my life.
So Swadharma is actually an adventure which actually sets the tone of setting on this in this world as a free bird, gaining that confidence within yourself that, oh yes, I am beautiful.